Okay, call the regular meeting of Animal Council for September 17th to order, please. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I, Councillor DeCleva, move to approve the agenda.
Seconder?
I, Councillor Holt, will second.
Questions, comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded?
Aye.
Motion carried, thank you. Consent section, can I get a motion?
I, Councillor Mackenzie, move to adopt the consent section with removal of the Upper Kingston Fire Department report to be moved to pages arising 7A and the CAO Treasurer's report to be moved to 7B.
Seconder?
Hi, Councillor Hyslop, second.
Any questions, comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried, thank you. Any disclosures tonight, council? No, great. Public input, I don't believe we have any that I'm aware of. No presentations, petitions, or delegations. Business arising from the consent section, that'll be our Upper Kingston Fire Department, and we have Chief Cross with us tonight. So Chief, I'll give you the stand.
Okay, welcome everyone. Hope everyone's had a good month. Any questions? Everyone get a copy of the report?
Yep.
We had about 33 calls in the office.
Yes, you guys were very busy.
Okay, no questions for the chief?
No?
So, we'll let you off easy tonight.
Easy.
He's had a rough morning.
Yeah, he's been busy.
No, it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Once they found it, it's a pump, and 300 feet of hose, and
Away we go.
yep. Then DNR showed up, and there you go, fellas. See you later.
Okay.
Our area that we're,
If there's no more questions for the chief, can I get a motion to receive the fire department report for August, please?
I, Councillor Holt, move to receive the fire department report for August.
Seconder?
I, Councillor Mackenzie, second.
Questions, comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried, thank you, council. Chief, you don't have to run away, you can stay and enjoy the night with us if you
I
like.
got another meeting to go to.
Funny, you always do.
Always got meeting, well, one's nice training.
Training.
There you go.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks, chief.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay, so we have 7Bs, the CEO Treasurer's report.
Hi, Council. So the biggest thing is the traffic concerns DTI. I had followed up and gave you a diagram of the possible traffic light that they wanted to install, and I emailed them back. Our last conversation was that you guys really didn't want to move forward with this and approve it until we actually saw the letter that came from them about the maintenance and all of that stuff. I also think that it would be beneficial if we wait to see what our report comes back from Black Arcs and that presentation, and saying that they are ready to give you their presentation on the traffic study. So they're wondering either next Monday, the 29th, or Wednesday, October the 1st. What would be best for you guys? It would be at 7 o'clock.
October the 1st would be better for me.
And if you want, I can just put it out in an email tomorrow, as long as you guys can respond to me before noon.
Is it the October 1st?
29th to the 1st, I'm doing
So
fine.
it's Monday the 29th or Wednesday, October the 1st.
I can do
First is better.
either.
Yeah. Let's go with Monday then, if everybody's available.
I won't be, but that's okay.
Yeah, I can't do Monday.
Oh,
You
and
can't-
Wednesday.
you
Wednesday
can't-
was better.
I can do the Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday's better for everyone.
Okay,
Okay.
Wednesday?
Wednesday,
That's October.
the
First.
1st. So as I had mentioned before, tourism wanted to do a presentation as well. We had kind of thought before our next management meeting in October, I'll reach out to them to see if they might be able to come on the 1st, because we already have the other presentation from Peter Corbin that night or whatever. So Black Arc said that they would need probably about 45 minutes to an hour, and then, so if we could just make an evening of it and possibly do tourism at the same time, then we could have those taken care of.
What time are we starting?
If I was gonna say 7, but if we happen to have 2, would you rather start at 6 o'clock or 6:30 to give you an extra
6 is really hard for me to make.
6:30?
6:30 maybe, yeah.
Would that
6:30 would be.
work? Okay,
consensus.
I'll check with them first. I don't know if they have to travel here or whatever, so I'll just check first to see what time is best with them, either 6:30 or 7. Okay. So that was everything. I didn't have anything on my treasurer's report that needed motions or anything, so.
I, Councillor Highslip, move to receive the CAO Treasurer's Report.
Councillor Fox, second.
Any questions, comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried, thank you. Okay, item C is a walk behind snowboard for Hanwell Place.
So that was just a continuation from the last meeting. You guys wanted more research, so I did some more. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, we have 3 there. We have a Honda. It's 28 inch, 5,098 plus tax. Toro, also a 28 inch, 4770 plus tax. And a Yard Gear is a 28 inch, but 4666 plus tax.
That's it for me.
Arians.
I'm partial to Honda, because why
I'm
Honda?
partial to Aries.
I've
That's
been
what I
to
have.
too, yeah, it works really well, indestructible.
Honda, you buy one, you got it for a lifetime, so.
Same with Arians,
Yeah.
guaranteed forever.
The thing I'm looking, well,
Cast
personally,
iron.
is servicing. I've never had any issue with the Yard Gear service, and they are animal-based operation, but again, it's the consensus of council.
Can we just make a max amount though? Like, do we have to pick the
That's-
exact one?
Well, we go to max it.
But if you already know, like, I would just say which one you want.
I
To,
know which one.
I'll be honest with the council, for the small amount that
Mhm.
we will probably have to use it, because our contract, the sidewalks is part of the snow removal contract, so this is just something that throughout the day, if we happen to need to be cleaning off sidewalks and nobody's falling, so I would recommend an expensive one, because there's just, I just don't think
There's not much difference in the price, basically $4,700 and $5,100.
They all seem expensive.
Yeah.
That is the rapid track, so that's not the wheels, that's the
Yes.
tracking system.
It's track, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's more expensive.
Yeah.
It's
For
about
ice.
$1,600 for the tracks.
Are they all,
Yeah, the
Track
Honda,
system.
the Honda is, I don't think Toro makes one with tracks that I'm aware of.
Toro will be in the shop more than it's in the garage anyway, so it wouldn't matter.
Did the building operations manager have a preference?
The ones that he suggested last time were the ones that he thought would be fine here.
Just the smaller ones.
The smaller ones.
I have a question.
Yes,
Is the Aaron's and the Honda both a track model?
Yes, I think so.
And the property manager was thinking what brand?
The report I provided to you guys last council meeting, those are the ones that he researched himself. Those are the ones that he felt
Oh,
that.
sorry, he researched, okay, he was
Yes,
just okay.
he researched those ones I provided last meeting, and he was comfortable with those ones. And then we went back and we researched new ones, because you guys wanted different ones.
Yeah, if you click on that link, it says it has track. a
okay,
track.
it's just, yeah.
I personally like the lower cost track system.
Yeah, I do too. You know, based on that, we'll go around, we can
Yeah.
motion and vote on it. I, Councilor McKenzie, move to authorize and direct the CAO to purchase an Ariens Platinum 28-inch rapid track snow blower for a maximum amount $4,666 plus tax.
I, Councillor Holt, will second.
Any questions, comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Contrary minded? Motion carried. Thank you, council. Moving on to 7D, it's a bylaw, subdivision bylaw, second reading by title.
Okay, council, so you were provided two versions of the subdivision bylaw. The only difference was one states that we're going to collect the fee for land for public purposes, and the other one, it was removed. So, like the version 1, it is removed on, and the version 2 is the one with, so the actual version number is not part of the motion, so you would just need to discuss which one that you wanted prior to. So I would suggest that you suspend the rules or something so that you can.
Couldn't we just discuss it in the discussion phase of the motion?
Yep.
Yeah, don't see why not.
Okay, well, let's introduce it then. I, Councillor Mackenzie, move the bylaw number 36-2025, Hamwell Rural Community Subdivision Bylaw be given its second reading by title.
Seconder?
I, Councillor Holt, will second.
Okay. Questions, comments? Councillor McKenzie?
Yeah, I'd like to go with the second version of it, to go with still having the land for public purposes. I know some places don't necessarily want to have it. The original intent that we had it, and that we were just, when we first discussed this, way back when, with the Regional Service Commission at the time, they thought it was a good idea to have it. I still think that idea stands, and I think that we should just go with it and make it consistent across the board going forward. I know we've had some inconsistencies in the past, but if we make it consistent going forward in the future, maybe it'll be less of a problem. That's my
Okay,
thoughts.
Councillor DeClaven.
I agree, I like version 2.
Councillor Heislip.
I agree, I do like version 2. I think it clarifies the land for public purposes and sets it at an amount of 8%. And then I also like the fact that it's clarified the market value assessment.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that, and I'll go with version 2.
Councillor Fox.
Yeah, I agree, version 2 for me as well. I like the stipulation about up to 5 lots.
Yes.
So that for me sold it,
Yeah.
so version 2.
To me, version 2 as well, just gives clarity, clarification, and direction.
And Councillor Dooley. Councillor.
Version 2, I quite support it. I like the clarifications Councillor Fox said with the additional 5.
It's straightforward.
Okay, seems to be unanimous. So all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Thank you, council.
Bylaw number 36-2025, Hamwell Rural Community Subdivision Bylaw.
Okay, item 8, new business. We have a donation request from the Kingsclear Community School. Can I get a motion, please?
I, Councillor Heislip, move to accept the correspondence from Kingsclear Community School with respect to supporting their travel enrichment campaign, and authorize and direct the CAO to make a donation to Kingsclear Community School in the amount of $1,000.
Seconder?
I, Councillor Mackenzie, second.
Any questions, comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carried. Thank you. Item B, donation request, Handball Para Athlete. Motion, please.
I, Councillor Heislip, move to accept the correspondence from a resident requesting help in funding a para-athlete who is a member of the Canadian Down Syndrome swim team in her competitive swimming goals, and authorize and direct the CAO to make a donation in the amount of $500.
Seconder?
I, Councillor Holt, will second.
Comments, questions? Yeah. We sponsored this lady before and she's doing exceptionally well. So I think it's wise for us to continue with our sponsorship. She's getting her name out there. So all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Thank you. Item C, donation request, Fredericton District Soccer Association U17 Premiership Girls Team. Can I get a motion, please?
I, Councillor Fox, move to accept the correspondence from members of the Fredericton CIBC Private Wealth U17 Premiership Girls Team. Whew, that was a mouthful. With respect to a donation to help offset their costs for the national championship taking place in Kamloops, BC, and authorize and direct the CAO to make a donation to the Fredericton District Soccer Association U17 Premiership Girls Team in the amount of $800.
Seconder,
I, Councillor Heisler, will second.
any questions, comments?
I would just like to say for the public, we are doing this because 4 of our handball students are members of this team, so that's how we can make the amount.
And they're off to BC. Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Contrary minded. Motion carried. Thank you, council. We have item number D, Silvermark Mixed Use Development Services. So we need a motion to suspend the rules, I guess.
If we need to.
If you
Don't think we have to?
Will they need to?
No? So can I get another motion?
I, Councillor De Cleva, move to authorize and direct the CAO to see if funds are available for this project from the 2025 budget.
I, Councillor Fox, second.
All right, any questions, comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Contrary minded? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Item E, appointment of bylaw officer. I need a motion.
Can we use a preamble to this? Or-
Yeah, I was gonna do it after we get it on board, so get a motion up there, we can talk about it, or get a preamble, I guess.
Preamble. First,
I can just give a quick preamble. So, in the past, I have always signed, as a CAO, I've always signed any documentation on unsightly premises, notice to comply, stuff like that. The lawyer, when we were dealing with another situation, he happened to mention that it really should be an actual officer, like a bylaw officer or something like that. So we were looking over that documentation again, and Capital Regional Service Commission said that maybe council should just appoint me as a bylaw officer, just in case something happens and they don't have their officer there when needed to sign these papers. I also think it's be beneficial to have somebody on the premises here, just in case we happen to have anything and we need to write a ticket or whatever, not that I'm going to, but, well, we don't know, but I think it's just a good idea to have me appointed as a bylaw officer for signing authority kind of thing, so.
Okay, can I get a motion, please?
I,
I,
Councillor
Councillor Dooley, move to appoint the CAO, Terry Parker, as the bylaw officer for the rural community of Hanwell.
Seconder.
I, Councillor De Cleva, second.
Questions? Councilor
So-
Kinsey.
2 questions, I suppose. So number 1, so this doesn't supersede the bylaw officer we're paying for from the Regional Service Commission, right?
No,
Okay.
no.
Second question would be, is there enough room on your wall for another hat? You have an awful lot of hats.
It really will more or less just be for signing authority, and for the fact that if we ended up having to go to court, at least you have somebody that is an actual municipal employee that is signing.
It's my understanding that she's been doing it all along anyway, that's just a point, but just makes it official, is that correct?
Right.
Correct.
Okay, it seems
Yeah.
reasonable then. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
I have a question. So my question is, and I should have mentioned this today, when we did the bylaws for the parking, I'm pretty sure we already put in play that all staff are bylaw officers, including you.
Was there-
Was it a bylaw officer or an enforcement officer?
I'm not sure.
I think it was.
We might
so
want to check that out, but I thought it was bylaw. But yeah, it's fine. But yeah, I just
Yeah, I think it was an enforcement, so that
for tickets,
we
we
could
can write
do
tickets.
like a parking ticket
Mhm.
or something like that, but this is a little bit.
Okay.
Normally, like a bylaw officer is a bylaw enforcement officer. It's
Yeah.
one in the same. So if you guys were appointed before, we'll just double appoint you.
We can certainly
Duly noted.
check, but I can't see any of our staff being able to go out and enforce bylaws
No,
previously, right?
no,
So
we wouldn't anyway.
I think it might have been an enforcement officer, but not an actual, possibly bylaw.
Yeah, I don't think they're always the same too. I know that the city has an enforcement team usually, there's not necessarily people that do like the research and stuff like that.
We can certainly look into it, but for signing authority, I think that we should have me as.
All right, any more comments, questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Contrary minded? Motion carried, thank you. Moving on to item F, capital water treatment estimates.
So, when Chief Kraus was actually here, maybe we should have asked him to kind of give some details. Both of our fire stations have had water issues for a long time. So Chief Kraus had reached out to a few water treatment companies, and this one was the only one that got back to him with quotes.
So the other systems, I guess, are time to be replaced.
Do they have a system?
I don't
they
think
have no
a
systems.
system, and that's what the issue was, and you can't drink the water
No.
or anything, and especially us having our community center
Yes.
there, and it's being rented more and more.
Yeah.
And it's also a warming station if we ever have things, so we really, water is
Water is essential.
essential, so.
I, Councillor Heislip, move to authorize and direct the CAO to accept the estimate from Capital Water Treatment in the amount of $6,600 plus HST for a total of $7,590 for the installation of a water treatment system for Upper Kings Clear Hanwell Fire Department Station 1.
Seconder.
Aye, Councillor Dooley, second.
Any questions, comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Contrary minded? Motion carried, thank you, council. Can I get another motion, please, for the Station 2?
I, Councillor Holt, move to authorize and direct the CAO to accept the estimate from Capital Water Treatment in the amount of $6,200 plus HST for a total of $7,130 for the installation of a water treatment system for Upper King Clear Hanwell Fire Department Station 2.
Seconder.
I, Councillor DeCleva, second.
Questions, comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion, opposed? Motion carried, thank you. Okay, item G is the 2026, the RSC draft budget. So if we get a motion on the floor, then we can do some discussion, questions, whatever.
So council, just with that, you have the budget. I also gave you a summary on those. And for Hanwell, we would have an increase of $47,527. And most of that is our local planning with Capital Regional Service Commission and tipping fees. So tipping fees have increased to $5 a ton. And I have been told that there's a good chance over the next 4 years it's going to increase $3 to $4. So we'll probably see a little increase in those.
Okay, somebody want to read a motion? You can either be in favor of or not in favor of, that's the motion.
I have a comment, but I can't say it. I don't really want to introduce it until
Yeah.
you know what, okay,
If we
fine.
want- if we want-
Let's do this then. I, Councillor Mackenzie, move to authorize and direct the Mayor of Hanwell to vote not in favor for the proposed 2026 Capital Regional Service Commission budget as proposed for ambulance services at the October 27, 2025 board meeting.
Second.
I, Councillor Holt, will second.
Okay, time for questions, comments.
Okay, so I know that there's a shortage of planners nationally right now, not just regionally. But really, we are, and I know supposedly they do a lot of things for us other than the planning, but we don't really utilize many of those services. And for $425,472, I really think we could do better than that with our own local planner. Especially if we did one part-time and shared it with another community. We could certainly get it for probably 15% of that cost, maybe 20%. I mean, there's other services and stuff that are mandatory service, we can't do anything about it. And then of course there's still the cost of the other stuff, which is the capital and regional and collaborative services that we're paying for anyway. But man, $425,000, almost $426,000 for a planner, the planning department, that's a ton of money that I think we could do a better job with on our own. That's what St. Andrews ultimately ended up doing, for example. They bowed out and they hired, I don't know where they found the person, but they found somebody. And I guarantee it's a lot less than $420. Actually, it's probably more than that they were paying their service commission because they're bigger, more services than us. But anyway, I don't like this budget at all. I know that we have to have some kind of budget with it. We have to have a vote. I vote no.
Okay. Now, if we want to opt out with the service commission, there's more to it than just approving their budget. We'd have to give
No, I know.
a year's notice.
It's a year's notice. We had to find somebody first, and right now it's really hard to do that. I think maybe at some point we should start the ball rolling on that process, or at least to start a consideration of it and see where that should go next.
But I think if I'm not mistaken, probably the solid waste eats up a very good part of our budget.
It's less than half of the planning.
The planning's the one that's going up.
At $425,000, almost $426,000.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got,
Planning's going up 39,603.
Yeah.
anyway, you can direct me to vote not in favor of it, or I can ask people
Yeah.
from.
The motion is not in favor.
I realize that, not in favor of it. Or I can ask them to come out and go over the budget with you. They're more than willing to come out and go over the budget. If whatever council's desire is, either vote against it or wait and let them come out and explain it. So if you have any questions of them, they'd be more than happy to take the questions and give you the proper answers. So, but I'm going to act on council's behalf, whatever their direction is.
I have a question. I think with an increase the size that they're proposing, it would be, I think, beneficial if they are agreeable to come to present, and give a bit of a breakdown as to, I guess justifying it would be good, at least to be able to help us make sense of it.
Are you saying justifying the increase, Jared, or
No.
the full?
No, I'm saying that based on the increase, like the size of the increase, and the feeling in the room, so to speak, it's probably beneficial if we get a bit of a handle on what our dollars are actually buying. If we're proposing, and I have to agree with Councillor Mackenzie on some level where it's, at a certain point you have to ask yourself, can I be doing this in-house? Can I be doing some of this service, more efficiently, more affordably, that sort of thing. So, if it's not too much to ask, and they are agreeable to, a presentation, and by presentation I mean just even a question period, where we could just bring some of our concerns to the table. I think if they're agreeable to it, that would be beneficial. I'd be up for an extension of a management meeting or something like that. But it's a sizable amount to be talking about.
Essentially, let's find out where our money is going.
Yeah, I think if we're not asking ourselves those questions, maybe not necessarily to a degree of critical input every year. If the system, if the budgets aren't changing drastically, and there's an average year over know, the amount that we're already paying, why not just to see what our dollars are buying and allow us the ability to make those decisions, as Councillor McKenzie brought forward, to say, you know, at what point do we, you know, do what, say, St. Andrews did. You know, it just gives a bit more clarity for us to be able to make those hard decisions. That's all.
To take one of your sayings, due diligence.
Due diligence, absolutely, yeah. And it's you know, it's just, again, it's not necessarily year over year, but, you know, if something pops up where, you know, we get a proposition of an increase the size that we are, you know, I think it's fair to say, okay, is this what we start doing at some point? Is it every 2 or 3 years we visit this, or you know, it's just, again, yes, it's due diligence, and it's just a short question period to say, you know, set our nerves at ease a bit and allow us to be able to understand what our dollar's actually buying.
So council, I could ask them if they could come on October the 1st when you guys are already meeting, so that we don't have to have like another
Yeah, Councillor McKenzie had a question.
meeting.
Yeah, so I can't remember when they presented this to this current council. I know that they've done this at least twice in the past. They come with a big list and a couple sheets of all the services that they provide for this amount of money. Back when they did this the first time, I think we were at like $150,000, and now we're at $425,000. So they try to justify it with a long list of things, and they say that we provide a lot of services, but quite frankly, we don't use the vast majority of those services. And like Councillor Holt said, it is a 10% increase this year from what already makes my head sets my head on fire looking at the number that we pay for that. And another 10% of that, they'll come when they do, if they're agreed to do it, with a list that will make it look like it's a great sale, but ultimately I still don't think that we're getting our money's worth, the amount of services we use.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, your concern is with the increase in the planning.
Mostly, yeah. The other stuff isn't so much like the tipping fees, stuff like that. That's
A lot of the other
planning is the most.
A lot of the other charges have gone down.
Yeah,
Just the planning has gone
the
up.
planning has gone up by
So,
10%, and it is a massive number. It is almost $426,000 in total.
That's the total number.
Yeah.
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 But the planning number, do you have the planning number there by any chance, Terry?
And up by 39,600. So
It's
that's
going to, from 385,000, it's going to 425,000.
it's a 10%
Yeah,
increase.
so that'd be worthwhile for them to come out and explain even that portion of it.
Yeah.
See what's going on, why the 10% increase.
Well, and council, you've got your budget, and on page LP3, it shows you the breakdown of everything that is under the local planning, and it tells you there like what it is. So administration, so that is your planning director's salaries, benefits, travel, training, advertising, public relations, liability insurance, although that didn't change, legal services office. So your administration stuff, that was going from 677,000 to 784. And planning and development, or planning and building inspections, that was going from 977 to 1,165,000. And then inspection services, that's salaries, benefits, travel, training, development, GIS operating, oh, sorry, that didn't have a line item, membership and supplies, that was going from 668 down to 569, so then those costs are distributed between all of us members, like all of us communities, but right there for everything, it's like 1.6 million and it's going to 1.735, so.
Okay, so what would Councillor Fox?
So some of this is covering everything across as regional planning, and then a chunk of this is also, I imagine, covering our fees because we do direct service with them. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, we use the planner. Fredericton and New Maryland and Oromocto don't use the planning services.
Right.
All the other, that's 14 communities, 11, which is including us, use the planning service.
Exactly, so that, I just wanted clarification on that. The other question I have, Mr. Mayor, is when do you need to vote on this? What's the timeline?
It
When
goes
is it?
to their board meeting on October the 27th.
Okay,
So we've got time to,
we have time.
you know,
Yeah.
to get an
I
explanation.
believe it's
from-
October the 20th. If we plan on doing any amendments, that it has to be in there by then, so.
So I'm supportive of this budget. I think that if we wanna look at, moving away and doing our own thing, that's fine, but we have to give notice anyway. So at this stage, I'm in favor of the budget. The only concern I have with the budget that I'd just like to put on record is, I'm disappointed actually that the social development part of the budget, which I think is the most important thing we can be doing in our communities right now, is so low compared to things like tourism. So, but I will support this budget.
Okay, so Councillor Heisler, what are your thoughts?
Well, I have to agree with Councillor McKenzie. When I first looked at it, I thought, wow, that's a significant increase. To go from 385 to 425. However, I also agree that if we want to move forward with getting our own planners or look at something like that, I think, for me, I'd rather accept this budget and then ensure that we look forward or be forward thinking to have our own planners, because 425,000, I don't think we're getting our money's worth.
Just to clarify, if I may, didn't mean that we can just opt out now. We're not in a position to be ready to do that.
No.
I think that we should begin the investigative process, though, of seeing at some point in the future if we should.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that,
Just
just have
clarify.
to do an investigation and see where the cost comes out. So continuing around, Councillor Holt.
$425 for what we apparently are receiving is to me excessive. I agree with Councillor McKenzie that we in turn should start taking a look at other options to control our own finances and our own destiny. There's a couple other things that I've brought up as far as, you know, the municipality taking, for lack of a better term, the bull by the horns and doing it ourselves. That could tie into a review of potential staff, what we need to actually grow this community. It's just a lot of money, but I understand where Councillor Islip and Councillor Fox are coming with. Yeah, if we accept this particular budget, we can visit the opportunity of removing ourselves from. And if we in turn do, let's say, vote this budget down, what are the repercussions? What is the recourse?
Well, the recourses were one vote out of 14. We have one vote. The city has,
Yeah, it's weighted, right, so.
it's a weighted vote. So
It's a
the
weighted
city,
vote, so in turn, if we in turn voted this for you not to accept it, it's probably still gonna go through. So, but at least we have our voice and we're voicing our concerns.
because right now all the directors were ready to vote in favor of the budget, including the city and Oromocto. So the city and Oromocto can carry the budget on their own. But anyway, we do have a voice. So we're, you
Let
know,
our voice be heard, even though it's not gonna be worth anything.
anyway, Councillor DeClave.
I think that I agree that it is worth looking into stuff in the future, but yeah, for this one, I don't understand some of it, and it's probably not completely their fault. Some of it is probably on me to probably look into more of this. I don't necessarily understand all of the work that's being done. I would agree to be not in favor of the budget.
And Councillor McKenzie, I believe I already have your comments.
Yeah, basically, it's more symbolic. I know it's gonna be accepted anyway because of her weight, but it's voicing the concern, by saying no, voicing the concern that, we don't think we should be paying that much for what we're getting, I suppose, would be the.
Okay, Councillor Dooley.
I am not in support of the budget. I would like to say that, you know, the idea of, you know, having services shopped out, there's a time and a place for that, and then there's always a time and a place to be able to have your services brought in-house. Hanwell is a big community. We are, you know, at a point and at a size where we should be having these dynamic conversations to say what does it look like and what could it look like, and you know, what are the steps that we need to take. And I also agree with the fact that, you know, the budget set forward, you know, these are conversations about, you know, going in-house that could be happening at any given time, but with, you know, the proximity to the budget needed to be approved, struck down, you know, it's not a timely period for it to be able to say no, but I would say my vote would be, I don't support the budget, it's a no, and I agree that it'll clearly move forward anyway, just based on the weighting of the votes, but I'd really like for us to look at what this looks like, you know, in the future. You know, are we going to just continue voting yes, 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 because we're one of 16 in the, you know, we're one cog in the wheel, or are we going to start looking at this in-house? And I think this is a great time for us to start talking about what that actually looks like. And the reason why I think maybe having a short presentation or question period sort of thing is it allows us to be able to clearly understand what questions we might want to ask ourselves. You know, because it sounds as if maybe we haven't had an opportunity or taken the opportunity and seized it to be able to say what are the things that we're actually getting our money, you know, what are we getting our money out of? So I'm not in favor of it.
Okay, so everybody's had their chance to speak.
Can I speak for a second?
Okay.
Yes?
Did you have something to add?
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. Just raise your hand.
so council, keep in mind that this is not based on how much we use them, this is based on our tax base.
Right.
So out of the 11 members that use this and pay into this fee, we have the highest tax base of anybody. So we are paying $425,000. The next is the whole capital region rural districts. They're at 398, and then the next one is Sudbury York, and they're like 331. So it's based on the tax base, not necessarily how much work.
Oh, I know, that actually makes it worse than
Correct.
better, right?
So that's what I just want to.
Actually,
Like
yes,
there.
I agree with Councilor McKenzie, that does make it worse. I totally forgot about that it's based on tax base, so it doesn't matter, that's what we're going, yeah.
Well, it's kind of a shame that they have a formula to, you know, calculate the cost based only on the tax base.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make any sense. Because it should be based on how much we use it.
That's right.
That's right.
So if you look on your budget on page LP1, it is all detailed there.
That changes things, I think.
So can I just point
One
of
more
order,
comment?
then, can I call for clarification of the question for the motion, just so we're aware of what the motion was that was made for when it comes to time for a vote?
Yeah, the motion was not in favor of the budget. Is everybody aware of that? All right, I'll call for the question. All those in favor of the budget, passing of the CRC, please indicate by...
You have to say
No,
in
no,
favor
for
of the
not in
motion.
favor.
Yeah, sorry.
Not in favor.
Okay, that's the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. In favor of not being in favor.
Yes.
Correct. Aye.
Aye.
Contrarily minded.
Nay.
Nay. So we have one nay and one yay and 5 nays. Anyway,
No. 5 voting against the
against,
budget.
5 voting for the motion, 1 voting against the motion.
Yes.
Right, yes.
Okay, the motion has been carried.
Lots of double negatives there, it's very complicated.
Thank you, council. So I will vote at the meeting
In the
for,
negative.
in the negative, not in favor of the budget.
But you still want them
Do we want
to
them to
come
come?
for a meeting?
Doesn't matter to me.
I think it's probably a good idea. There's a lot of people that haven't heard just exactly what services they do. I know Councillor McKenzie's been around for a long time, and Councillor Heislip, but I don't think we've ever had a presentation including, all of council. So I think it'd be a worthwhile venture for them to come out and give us an explanation. I mean, they're perfectly willing to do that.
Can they make sure it's tailored though to Hanwha?
Go
Not just necessarily all the,
No.
These are the services we
Yes.
provide.
We
What
want to
are
know
we-
what they're doing for Hamlet.
yes,
Yeah,
please.
Not the services are available, these are the services that we are providing you at this particular point in time, the services that you are utilizing.
Well, the services they provide, whether we utilize them or not, it's not up to them. So it's kind of up to us. So we have to talk about the services they're providing to Hamlet, not whether we use them or not. Okay, that was a tough one. Item H, expense reimbursement, UMB conference. I need a motion.
I'll just preamble on this.
Please.
Okay.
Okay, so our remuneration bylaw states that anytime a councillor is attending municipal events or wherever, then they have to take the day off to attend. As long, they can be paid a $300 per diem for missing out on their day's work or whatever, and as long as they are designated or authorized by council. So Deputy Mayor Jonah and Councillor Mackenzie will be attending the UMND conference. The conference will have to go down on Thursday night, which will be after work. However, they will be missing work on Friday, and I'm sorry, Mayor Morrison, I'm assuming where you're retired, that I will not be paying you a per diem.
Well, I hope by attending the conference, I'm not gonna dock my pension if they do. You'll hear about it.
So we just need to authorize the two of them.
Just for a point of clarification too, or a point of information there, the bylaw in fact actually says that anyone at all traveling, not just for the per diem, but to do any expense reimbursement for it, has to be listed as,
Yes.
a representative for the conference.
Correct, so
So
that is
technically
like
you and the mayor too for representatives.
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
mileage,
Whatever.
accommodations, stuff like that. However, I'm already paying for all of that anyway, so,
The per diem thing doesn't come into account for me, where
No,
it's
but
not
we
gonna
would
affect
still,
my salary any.
but we would still need to, so this, the pre-worded motion here is actually slightly wrong. So, I'm going to try to correct it on the fly, because I didn't write anything down for it.
or just say it with traveling expenses.
Yeah, so how,
This is just for the per diem, this motion.
should we do a separate motion then for?
No, if we travel, we always put in, expenses.
Yeah, but
This is just per diem for missing their days.
Yeah, this is per diem for your missing pay.
I know that, but per the bylaw, if you
It
look
has
here,
on it,
Oh.
both, per diem for missing salary for regular, but then here,
yeah, outside.
But
Any
you
councillor
can say that.
designated as a delegate or representative council authorized by council shall have lodging reimbursed in accordance with the invoice, so it has to be designated as a delegate for this. So
Yeah,
you
we
and you, in addition to her and me, have to be designated as delegates. And then on top of that, her and me would be reimbursing for the per diem.
Do you get that already as being designated as a person that's attending? I would think so.
I would like to specify it explicitly in the
Okay.
motion, just
if
to
you
make
want
sure.
to I would just read this
Yeah,
and then put about the per diem if you wish.
yeah, okay, so let me do that. So whereas bylaw number 02-2014 states in section 5 that outside of the rural community of regular business, any councillor designated as a delegate or any kind of representative authorized by council shall have lodging reimbursed in accordance with the invoice or receipt brought back to council members. In addition, shall be reimbursed for travel expenses at the current provincial rate per kilometer. And whereas per diem for a mayor, deputy mayor, or other councillors missing salary of regular employment shall be $300 when authorized by council. And whereas Mayor Dave Morrison, Deputy Mayor Susan Jonah, and Councillor Darren McKenzie will be attending the UMB conference in St. John, I, Councillor McKenzie, move to designate those mentioned, Mayor Dave Morrison, Deputy Mayor Susan Jonah, and Councillor Darren McKenzie as representatives of Hanwell for this conference, and in addition, authorize and direct the CAO to also reimburse a per diem amount of $300 to Deputy Mayor Susan Jonah and Councillor McKenzie for Friday, October 3rd.
Seconder, if they're sure what they're seconding. That's a long,
That's a long one, but
It's a long one, hopefully.
Councillor Holt will second.
So
questions?
just for the notes here and for the clerk, because that's probably a lot to have taken down my hand.
It's all in
It's
there.
in section 5 of the bylaw 02-2014.
Yeah. And it's recorded.
It basically is just saying that we're authorized to be delegates, and the two of us will be also claiming a per diem
Okay.
for that one day.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded. Motion carried, thank you. Proclamations, we don't have any upcoming activities. Speeding Cheetahs hosting their running club at Hanwell Place, September the 15th. October the 20th at 6 to 6:45 p.m. pre-registration with Speeding Cheetah is required. Apple and Pumpkin Pie Social, September 25th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Halloween Trivia Night, Hanwell Place, October 16th, 2025 from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Witch's Brew Bash, Hanwell Place, October 17th, 2025 from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m.
That is adult.
Adults only. And Spookfest, Hanwell Place, October the 18th, 2025 from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Can I get a motion to go into closed session, please?
I, Councillor Holt, move to go into closed session.
Seconder?
And Councillor DeCleva, second.
Okay, we are now in closed session.
Did you vote?
You vote?
Oh, sorry. Yep. Get ahead of myself. Any questions, comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Contrary minded? Motion carried. We are now in closed session.
Okay.
Okay, can I have a motion to commit a closed session, please?
I, Councillor Holt, move to come out of closed session and move into open session.
Seconder.
I, Councillor Hyslop, second.
Any questions, comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carried. Thank you, council. Need a motion to adjourn. Nope, sorry, date, time, and location next meeting, regular council meeting, council chambers, October 15, 2025 at 7 p.m. Can I get a motion to adjourn, please?
I, Councillor Fox, move to adjourn.
Meeting adjourned at 8:32.